And it looks like we're going live. You'll have to excuse my internet tonight if you. Sometimes my internet sometimes drops in and out. So if it does that tonight, then Ade, I'll look after you, and I'll be there. I'll be on my way back.
What? Given that we're talking about something that I have got absolutely no knowledge of.
Well, yeah, I know, but you could, you have got a little bit of knowledge about it. You've got a little bit of knowledge about Smith, and it's not that long, so I'm sure we'll get other things in as well as how fucking long everything is. So far, it's still saying we've got no viewers on after half a minute, and there were 6 and odd waiting in chat room. So let me just check that we are actually going live. Oh, it says it there, look. Oh, play.
And we're going live twice.
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, right, we've got 18 in chat. Fucking hell.
And we're going live twice.
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, right, we've got 18 in chat. Hey,
oh, no, here we go.
Everything in life is a negotiation.
The fuck is that?
When you cross the street.
Fucking, it's weird, isn't it? You get these fucking things, and do you notice that something that you're scrolling through something, or you're looking at something, and something where your finger sort of is hovering over it, it'll click.
Yeah, even though you aren't really pressed.
Like a link, it's fucking. Yeah. I'm sure it's probably static electricity or something fucking daft like that. But yeah. Anyway, listen, everybody. Now there's quite a few of you. Welcome to Raconteurs News. This evening, it's the 30th, the penultimate day of 2019. Well, and I certainly won't be sorry to see the back of it, but we thought we'd at least get. This is what it's going to be like now. I'm going to be doing shows. I've bought some stuff. I've bought some things that are going to help me, so I'm going to start doing some shows and I'm feeling tons better. I noticed Leeds is in the chat room, and this is the t-shirt that's the t-shirt that Leeds sent me and bought me. So thanks for that. Fucking hell. Oh, and Denny's in there as well. He says, "How are you, Leeds? No Rangers jokes." I was gutted. So I watched that game. I was absolutely gutted. Celtic beaten at home by Rangers, so it's been on Wednesday. Then Wednesday lost. You know, it just like it were getting worse and worse and worse. So I thought, what I need to do is I need to talk some shit with some people on YouTube. So I thought, who can I talk shit to? And let's talk to Ade. Good evening, Ade. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm tired. I've just been asleep in chair.
What is that? What it were? I'm sat here.
Sorry, I'm yawning my head off because I'm tired.
I'm sat here and I've sent him link, and then I'm thinking, well, he's not here. It's a fucking minute to go, and so I sent you a text message, and yeah, there we go. So Ade's yawning his head off.
I'll wake up in a minute. I think I had I drunk too much last night, and I think my hangover's just started.
All right. Well, I'm working on a new one.
Oh no, I'm strictly. This is just, diluted kind of cordial stuff with nothing at all.
Well, you see, I've not really drunk out this Christmas, so I've been missing hangovers. So, and you know what I'm like at Christmas. For fuck's sake, it's like it's an excuse to just blow fucking tons.
You don't need an excuse to be an arsehole.
Well, this is true. But I think probably the fact that I'm housebound has probably helped quite a lot. I'm not being able to get out and go and buy loads and loads of bottles of Baileys and fucking all sorts of different shit that you buy at Christmas that you don't really like. You end up supping it anyway because fucking hell, otherwise it's a waste, isn't it? Yeah. So it snowballs in April. That's what I like to. That is my motto.
So you listen earlier on when I spoke to you before I fell asleep in the chair. You said you'd got a subject, and I kind of half remember the name of something that I probably wasn't involved in, and I'm a bit kind. So what is it that's ringing your bell? Well,
on the last show, I mentioned a guy who's I don't know what you call him. But he's been around a long time, but he does shows like us, but they're all pre-recorded shows. He does pre-recorded shows, and they're like this. And yeah, he was part of the Kent Freedom Movement, which is a dodgy organisation, full stop. But anyway, I don't want to go into there. But this guy, he was, well before I came along, well before I was doing anything, he was doing these shows, and his name Mark Winders, right? He called himself Mark Windows, and he did his show. His show's called Windows on the World, and it was beautiful.
Where that came from?
but no, you see, that's the trouble. You see, his name was Winders, and I could see straight fucking through him. Anyway, this
when we were on autonomous media.
Yeah, first of all, I'm just going to do is anybody know, a lot of people do know Mark Winders,
right?
Right. So I'm just explaining who he is. Before go on. You were saying something.
No, I'm going to say when you first sort of asked me to sort of get involved with the Raconteurs stuff, when it was yourself and Andy, it had just gone over to being on autonomous media, which was a bunch of people all doing their own things, who all started to then, let's use the word broadcast, on one platform, as well as their own individual platforms. And it was autonomous media. And we used to do a show on there, or you and Andy did, and I dropped in and out sometimes. Then I ended up doing the Raconteurs 2. I think we did the Daisy thing on that, didn't we? And then... and Mark Winders often used to be doing a show straight after hours.
Well, I don't know whether I think he used to do one opposite hours. But look, okay. Let's just start. I want to start right from the very beginning. How I first got into this, right?
Go on.
2015 in December of 2015, I had a heart attack. Right, you remember that, don't you?
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm in hospital and I'm recuperating. And
that was when that fat woman sat at the side of your bed and said, "You really ought to lose some weight."
Yes, she did. I mean, for fuck's sake,
I mean,
man.
She weren't just a bit fat. She was a fucking heifer.
Fucking proper. Fucking, honestly, like, it would have sunk Titanic, I think. But anyway, yeah. And so I had a heart attack. And then when I was recuperating, somebody who I'd met in the summer before, in 2014, if you remember 2014, I was doing stuff with a guy called Frags. I don't know if anyone remembers him. He called himself Frags, and then he called his name. He said his name was Mark Smith, but it weren't. It was Mark something else. But I'm not going to, say his other, his real name. But me and him, we were doing stuff together. If you remember, we did the Rotherham thing. Yep. If you look on YouTube, you'll see the mother of Rotherham survivor speaks out. You'll see that on our video, me and Frags just went guerrilla. That's all. It was just a meeting outside town hall. It was like a demonstration outside town hall in Rotherham. So we decided to go and do it. Just go and have a look. Took a camera with us and see if there's anything. There was someone protesting. We got them on. We did an interview with them, which ended up going miles around everywhere. I think David Icke even picked it up, and it resulted in us, that woman, being able to get her grandchild back, because a child was now an adult that had been taken away from her, but the grandchild had been taken away for the future. What is it? Danger of future abuse or something stupid like that. But he'd been taken away anyway. Long story short, we did that interview. The interview went everywhere. Somebody sent it to David Icke. David Icke plastered it everywhere. And as a result, and there's a couple of UK column interviews from back in 2014 that you'll find us on. We did an interview on UK column not long afterwards, and this were amazing. This was why I were always suspicious about UK column, is because we had it in our hands. We had a result in our hands, because they ended up, they got the child back. The child was returned.
Yeah,
and,
job done.
But you would have thought UK column would have been yeah, have a look at this. But no, it's Melanie Shaw. That was the only thing that they wanted to talk about, really. So anyway, I knew Frags. I'm taking this as a right down loads of tangents on. But I suppose you're knackered, so it won't bother you.
No, go on. It'll just help me go back to sleep.
Yeah. So anyway, in early 2015, before I got ill, Frags introduced me to Andy.
Yep.
Now, Andy was doing a radio show on People's Internet Radio with a kid called, I can't remember his name. You know, all these years, all them times that I said to Andy, stop mentioning your ex all the time, and I can't remember his name. But anyway, he was doing a show called Enemy Within, The Enemy Within. Anyway, after Christmas that year, Andy had obviously got bored with this kid who we were working with, and he said to me, he come to me and he says, "Do you fancy, us doing a show? We'll do a new show up, and we'll do it." And I said, "Yeah, I'm up for that. I've got no to do. I'm recuperating. I've got a bit of work on, and it don't take that much." So I said, "Yeah, we'll do it." So we began on People's Internet Radio. That's where it first started. We began on People's Internet Radio, and then, oh God, we ditched People's Internet Radio and we started just doing it on our own volition, because we were and I'm not dissing People's Internet Radio, but we were the highest rated on People's Internet Radio, and They didn't like us basically because they were Irish and we were English. We just didn't get a good vibe from them. So we decided that we were just going to, Andy said, we decided we're just going to do it on his own. We did it speaker, and we were getting great numbers. We were doing brilliantly. But then these are all people that Andy knew. And I believe that Andy trusted, and that Andy had faith in, but we suddenly this bloke turns up. Dinny's just put, "You stole their gear, Jason, lol." That's what they did. People's Internet Radio, they accused Andy of nicking some of their equipment, even though he'd never been to Ireland and that's that cunt Sean Maguire, which I've got another person I've got a bit of a beef with, but that's another one to go into on another day.
I know where a lot of the stuff come from when you set that up, and it went from over there.
Oh yeah. It was just a load of bollocks. It was just a fucking complete load of bollocks. Anyway, so me and Andy we start up Raconteurs News, right? For a start up, we're doing relatively well. We're getting a good following, that's where he came in. Tony Hurst came in and said, "I'll build you a website." Right, I'll build you a website, and he built raconteursnews.com, the first one. The first website, which I'd love to be able to get a website. I just haven't got that sort of get up and go in me. Especially when you sat down on your arse all day. I got that. Anyway, one day we may do. But he says, I'll put all this. I think you're a web designer. He says, "I'll put all this together and I'll host it," and yada, yada, yada. So that means if we were adding people to website, people were joining website, and people were adding to website, but it was on his server, so it was all on his. He got control of the whole lot. And if anything, if you just want to just pull plug, that's it. We're done. Website's gone. We lose people thinking website's gone. Well, so they're not going to be doing shows anymore. So we've got all this power. This guy, a kid called Tony, who were from somewhere down south. Dinny knows Tony. So anyway, it came to this. I used to keep out of all the politics basically I'd turn up on a Tuesday and a Thursday, which is what it were then when I'd turn up, sit with Andy, and we'd do the show. The guest would be on. You know, I was just saying to Danielle, that's usually me. I'm the one at 59 minutes past who just comes on, and there's a guest there that Andy's been talking to for like an hour or something, and you know absolutely nothing about him. But that used to be me. So that's what I did. I'd just turn up. So I didn't get involved in all politics. But then, but suddenly we got this meeting. Andy says, "Well, we've got Tony wants us to meet and have this meeting." So we had this online meeting, and it was proposed that they wanted to do make, I think, like a alternative media hub. You know, so everything were in one place, and he said they called it autonomous media, and they wanted us to join, right? And Andy will tell you, Andy will tell Dinny if he still talks to him. I might have fell out by now, but Andy will tell him I was the only one. I was the only one who said no. We stay on a zone. I said, because once everybody's together, right? If we get a big thing and we're all connected, interconnected, organizational wise, something happens to one, it happens to all of us. So if there's a scandal involving one set of people, it'll it'll include all of us. So I prefer us to stay as we were. But again, everything went above my. That were my. I think I were outvoted 4-1, 3-1, or something like that. Patrick, Patrick's just popped in the post. Popped in the chat room. He's just put Patrick. He's just put. I stayed at Tony's. It's a sham. It all went tits up. Yeah, and that's quite right. That. It is a shame. Yeah, you're right. It is a shame, but it was never going to work because, like I said, staying independent, stay on your own, then you're the master of your own destiny, and also, you know, you don't have to answer to anybody. So anyway, autonomous media took place, right? Imagine this. So this guy who is this Tony, who's hosting the website and doing all the things, and he's trying to get autonomous media. He wants it to be a huge, big thing. And then one Saturday afternoon, I noticed online on Facebook, there were a little bit of a spat between two people who were well known in alternative circles. Well, I'll tell you, it was Chrissy Morris and what's his name? Hayden, whatever. Yeah, well, Chrissy and Hayden anyway. So it was Saturday, and it was Saturday, and I just noticed this on, and I thought, here's a chance. If I'll get them both on. They can have a row. I can mediate the row, and then everything can be sorted out. But I didn't think that. I thought, right, you want fucking numbers? Let's have some numbers. So, an hour before we're going to go live, I'd sorted it all out. An hour before we're going to go live, Tony is crapping himself. It's because there's over 100 people in chat room already, and it's like an hour before we even start. And I think he said, you know, people will come to see a fate, but you know, give him all sorts of information. And we had loads and loads. To be fair, it were a fucking sham. As Webby will probably I think Webby did that with me. If he's in chat room, I'm pretty sure Webby were on that with me, or he were around about there anyway. So we've got thousands of people descending on autonomous media. They're all seeing it. It's all Outlook and all this, and he didn't like it. And I couldn't work out why he didn't like it. I could not work out why he didn't like it. So
you wanted numbers, and
it turned out we were the only thing on autonomous media that were doing anything again. And we were plugging other people's shows, and we were doing what we could. But, you know, again, it was just then.
Then,
yeah, a couple of years ago, I said, I let loose that I were going to be doing an exclusive interview with Tony Farrell. I think the last 2 interviews that Tony Farrell did with me. So that one were about 3 years back, and other one were probably 5 years ago. So I decided I was going to. It got this. I think it was when the Hillsborough thing all came out in September of that year. All the Hillsborough, you know, where it was proven that they've been lying and they've been doing. And so Tony said to me, come to me. He actually contacted me and says, I want to do something on it, but I want to pre-record it. So I pre-recorded it with him one morning. And And then so it was due to be coming out, and I was getting pressure from this Tony to not let it go not to, and it was really like didn't want to. He didn't want it to go out on autonomous media because he was working with Mark Winders, and Mark Winders has got a thing about Tony Farrell. He's I think he's a bit of a you know, from years and years ago. There's been a history between them, and so he wasn't wanting me to put out this show because his mate didn't like Mark Winders, didn't like Tony Farrell. So I told him to fuck off. I said, look, it goes out. It goes out as it does. I'm sure I'm remembering this right. I mean, Andy, if you're listening, you can put me right. But I was adamant that it went out, and it went out. And then from then on, all we used to get were just problems from Tony. It'd be problems with website, it'd be problems with this, it'd be problems. It was if we'd not done what he wanted us to do. So he was throwing his fucking toys out at pram. So anyway, we split from autonomous media. Autonomous media just disintegrated. I don't think it lasted another 6 months. When they told us, they said that we won't last. We are them. And now we are nearly 4 years. It's going to be 4 years in January since this started, and we are still here. Autonomousmedia.net is not. And Mark Winders brings out Mark Winders brings out a video, less times than my missus brings out iron. It's like simple like that. It's just, it's nowhere. So that's the Mark Winders story. It was just, it were one against other, and I weren't going to be giving in to pressure, because I had pressure from quite a few people, in fact, I had emails from people telling me, oh, you can't trust Tony Farrell. Listen, mate, I've spoke to Tony Farrell. I've sat with Tony Farrell. I've interviewed him many times. I've sat in my back garden and had a cup of tea with him and his mate God and a couple of his disciples. They've been on my back garden. There's nothing it's nothing that Tony Farrell. Tony Farrell's. I take him every day, just like I take Anne-Marie Carey over Mark Steele. I'd take Anne-Marie Carey over, even though Anne-Marie Carey has like blocked me on everything and gone all, she was all right for a bit, and then she's suddenly gone all tits up and everything. Don't make no difference. She don't want to talk to me. She don't want to talk to me. I don't hold any animosity towards her, and I still believe that she was right about most of the stuff. So that's me. Mark Winders, Tony Farrell story. I'm not sorry. No, it's not that juicy, but it was a big part round about that time, and I do think we tried to be shepherded or herded into something that was then inevitably, if it got to a huge size, inevitably we're going to implode on itself, and then everybody would be left with nothing. So,
well, I do remember getting a call from you when it was sort of. And I think, what did you and Andy say? What did I want to do? And I just said, well, I didn't join Autonomous Media. I joined Raconteurs News, which became part of Autonomous Media. So if Raconteurs leaves Autonomous Media, then I'm still with Raconteurs because that's what I did. You know,
yeah,
I can remember that bit. But I know, this Mark Winters used to do a show on there. I don't think I particularly ever listened to one. Not for any reason other than I just didn't. You know, I didn't have any no axe to grind or anything.
Well, look, there are people with agendas, and there are people with open agendas, and most people who've got an agenda, they're a bit more savvy than that, and they'll try to disguise it and obfuscate, you know, and make boom 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 boom, you know. But just so many fucking shills and fucking shit about. I mean, look at Dan Bostock, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ, if anybody ever Dan Bostock, a guy who were making videos a few years ago, were making videos about not paying for your parking tickets. He were doing videos of how to, like, you know, tailgate somebody out of a car park so thing didn't come down, you didn't have to pay. You know, and do that, all these sorts of things, and he gets up and telling, you know, bailiffs and stuff to go and piss off and making them fun out of them and that, and then suddenly he's like far right. He's just gone all far. It's gone far right. You know, Trump, all this Boris Johnson. He's like, I mean, gee, this kid lives in Sutton in Ashfield. What the fucking hell is he doing voting Conservative? What, you know, what he just... honestly, it makes me despair that people can't see, that people can't just have a look at that and just you don't have to go fucking all use a shill. You could just say, well, I'm just going to take a step away from here. You know, I'm going to take a step back and we'll still watch, and I'm still going to look, and I'm still going to see, and I'm still going to be knowing what's going on. But yeah, you're right, Alice. Holding grudges makes you bitter, and love does win. And you know, a lot of these people don't talk to me. I talk to them if they wanted to talk to me. I get people just block me for fucking stupid. Right? Okay. Fucking hell. There's this one woman on my Facebook feed, right? I think her name was Charmaine Mulligan, and she was a Scottish lass, and she was wearing yellow vests and doing all this, and I couldn't listen to much, but it were all about social services and children being taken away and all about that sort of thing. And then, you know, and then she talks about her kid that were taken away from her. Now, I don't know the circumstances of that. I know that children can be taken away for many different circumstances, not necessarily, they don't need to be bad circumstances in order for social services to not let them come back. But, you know, but the thing that got me is we're in the month of December, and I saw 3 consecutive posts from her. One asking if anybody had got a car she could have. One asking for if anybody had an iPhone, right? And one asking if anybody would give her a loan because the Universal Credit had gone. You know, it weren't done or whatever.
Right. Okay.
so like, all I put when I saw another one, I saw another post from her, and all I put were, well, at least not asking for money this time, which is just my humour. It's no malicious, but God disappeared. She's everyone. I mean, I did it in fucking. I did it on. I'm sick of Facebook. I'm just trying to get myself banned. I did it on when fucking what's it? Spurs were playing the other day, and you've heard of VAR, haven't you, in football?
Yeah, the video thing. Yeah.
So and Spurs are a North London team, traditionally Jewish, and they sing. They call themselves the Yid Army. They sing it. Yid Army, Yid Army, Yid Army, Yid Army. Right. So they sing it. Then. So they were playing the other night, and there were a VAR. You know what VAR is? It's like this video assistant referee, and it's really controversial. Nobody likes it. It's wank. It just makes it wank. Makes it seem like it's fucking. There's not as many goals as there is, and all that sort of thing. And so I put, and it was given in their favour. A goal was disallowed in their favour, and it was clear it were a goal, but whatever. So I wrote on one of the Sheffield Wednesday pages, I wrote, looks like the Jews are at Stockley Park tonight. Stockley Park's where they do the video, the VAR stuff.
Right.
So, and I've been completely banned off that, where I posted that. I'm just sick of it. It's just got to go. I don't even know I think this next year is when we move on, and we try to move it on. And do you know what? It's fucking useless trying to wake people up. Everyone's doing that. Try and fucking wake people up. Let's move along. Let's do something. Let's find something that we can fucking do. Fuck the rest of them who are left behind. They're all going to be sitting there in the fucking underpants on potties, shitting the sends with fucking bomb damage all around them, while we're here fucking freedom fighting. Me on my fucking wheelchair and me fucking, jousting some fucking New World Order bastard. You know what I mean? It's got to be right, hasn't it? It's got to be right. But this year, and don't forget, remember, this next year coming up is 2020, the year of vision, the year that people see things. Vision, 2020 vision. That's it. That's what's going to be happening. It's going to be 2020 vision. That's it, mate. I'm telling you. When it comes right at Chinese New Year, and I'll tell you when, because next door neighbour to us will probably have fucking garlic on for about 8 days, boiling and fucking all aroma coming through the house. But when Chinese New Year comes around, I bet it's the year of the vision. Or the year of the rabbit, because they have good vision because they eat carrots.
Well, I've seen some videos on YouTube in the past day or so, and apparently the 14th of January is when they're going to crash the dollar.
Oh, when?
14th of January, apparently.
No, I've heard all that. I've heard these fucking so many fucking times. I hate to say it, but I fucking coined this phrase a long time before fucking what's his fucking face, fucking ears, fucking Alan over there in Manchester. But it's the truther industrial complex. It's a complex. It's January 14th. Oh, you were wrong then. Yeah, but we've got this new day, and this new day is going to be better. We used to have him on this show. We used to have a guy who came on here. Called Serious Report. We used to get massive numbers of people listening when he were on. Massive. Honestly, we'd get 4,000 people listening while he was on. Those are the people that listen live. Afterwards, fucking God knows. But he was there, and he was telling the same fucking stories. He was telling us about BRICS. BRICS countries were going to, they were going to be an opposition to the dollar. But again, the thing is that the revolution won't be televised. Like there's a general strike on in France at the moment, and it's not being televised over here. Nobody knows. General strike, 1 million people on strike.
Yep.
Not doing all. Everything's at a standstill. Go to Paris. Go on. Go and piss inside. Do what you want. Piss inside. Sane. But you know what I mean? It won't be shown. So we've got to not lose fact. We've not got to lose heart that you don't fucking see every day like you used to on your Facebook. You know, I don't see Dave Sumner anymore, stood on top of a fucking double-decker bus with a fucking Trump mask on, fucking with crowd fucking cheering fuck after him. I don't see that. I don't see it anymore because it's hidden from me. It's shadow blocking. It's that's what they do.
Yeah.
So fuck them. If they're gonna, we've just got to find a way. I ain't got a solution. I just want a way. I want a way. I want us to fucking just go. Now then, what the fuck's been going on? Everyone just go, fucking hell, fire. How the fucking hell did we end up with Boris Johnson with a landslide in a fucking general election? Just come on, have a fucking day off.
Well, how many times have I said Trump and Boris? Is that it? Is that fucking it?
Yeah, all they've got is that. All they've got more than me and you is there. And fucking most of that's probably fake.
Yeah. And I just despair. And it's just a different face. It's just a different mask on the same face. That's all it is. Because it don't matter which party or even whether it's us or the states. You know, when they've got a list of countries they're going to invade, list of regime change, it's not the politicians that are deciding it, and because all they are is the puppets, and it's just, you know, a different mask on the same face, isn't it?
But again, it's all feeding this fucking frenzy.
Yeah.
We're being thrown little fucking things like piranhas. We're on them like that. While we don't realise, fucking they're filling us ponding, man. After folks fucking living in soon. You know what I mean? That's the way that we are. So it's I despair, but I'll do it myself. Just fucking, I'll put some of them with things on my wheelchair. You know, like they had on Ben-Hur, like outside.
Yeah,
I'll have some of them. I'll get Watson on a long leash, and I'll get him to pull me, and I'll fucking joust all the bastards with my brolly, with my umbrella.
Me umbrella, yeah.
Jousting. There they go. Yorkshire fucking.
Have they built you a ramp yet?
No, not yet, mate. No.
Oh, no. We'll have to put your plan on hold till you've got a ramp.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, when I've got a ramp. So fucking beware, New World Order. I'm fucking waiting for you when I get my ramp. I'll be out on my fucking mobility scooter. I'll have knives sticking out outside, sticking out at walls, so that they're spinning round, so they slash and everything. I'll be going past everyone's tyres.
There you go.
Fucking that'll teach you to be able-bodied, you fucking bastard. Let's just say hello to some people in the chat room. Uni Black Sisters in the evening to you, Taylor. Don't Tell Him Pike. Hello, hope you had a good Christmas. Don't Tell Him Pike. Stewie as well. Super. New Being, Paula B. Dinny's in there as well. Alice Georgeson as well. Alicat George. So we've got quite a good and happy chat room. Happy chat room. Not if we're happy. If you're watching this show, you're probably not over the moon about your A-level results, but you know, because we'd soon put you back down to earth. You know, you've got fucking pieces of paper with shit written on them. Oh, yeah. Try fucking hating them.
You know, I remember, bearing in mind, I haven't always thought that the way I do. My brain hasn't always worked the way it does. And that's largely because of you opening my eyes to a couple of things and then me working the rest out for myself. But even when I was like, when I was at school, and I never went to pick my certificates up because they didn't mean anything to me. And that night I was supposed, they have this, what do they call it now, a prom or whatever.
Yeah.
I weren't allowed to go to my school leaving disco.
Fucking hell, man.
Because I wouldn't go and pick up my certificates. And I didn't really give a toss because that night I was DJing in Tiffany's. So, you know what I mean? It didn't. And I was 16 and DJing in Tiffany's, and they were like, "Oh, well, we can't go to your school disco." Don't really care. So even then, it didn't really, what somebody else marks something I do as.
So you missed Don't You Want Me Baby, but you were playing it yourself at a gig that you were doing on.
There you go. Yeah, that were me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, Robert Lunch just brought up a good point. They were scheduled to be a documentary, a TV, I think it's a documentary, or it might have been like a docudrama on the Jeremy Bamber case, but it's been postponed apparently.
Oh, right. I haven't heard of that.
Which is new stuff. So I'm going to have to get in touch with them down there and find out what's going on, because I think it was due to be broadcast recently on ITV as well, on a major channel. So it were, and it had some new evidence in it apparently. So let's just hope that they find out some. We'll get them on anyway. The Jeremy.
How long's Jeremy Bamber been locked up now?
About 37 years. 1984.
Yeah, it's a long time, isn't it? Long time. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a long time. So yeah, good. Well, I'll have a look into that. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Cardini says TNS was my first. TNS, what was that? Total. I can't remember. Right.
TNS.
What were TNS, Dinny? Tell us, I can't remember, because he like went through loads of things like MPI or fucking B&Q or Armpit Alley. He remembers Tiffany's, Stewie. We all remember which one though? Which one? The one in Rotherham?
No, Tiff's in Scunthorpe, because I was from Scunny.
Right. Well, I knew Tiff's in Rotherham, that one up round corner that's not there anymore.
Yeah, but where else? I mean, I used to do other stuff as well, but yeah, we used to do that so we used to do Tuesday nights, Pop and Chris night on a Tuesday, but then ended up doing, Fridays and Saturdays and all sorts, but good times, good times. Good time.
Fucking arms. No wonder my arms are so long and skinny when fucking carrying them fucking record boxes, cases.
I know.
It's fucking, you're going to you're into a gig, and even if you're a club, you've still got 2 boxes of records.
Yeah.
And you're not going to use like 90% of them. They're just there in case you need it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Josephine's were my first gig in Sheffield. If you know that, Stewie, or anybody who's listening who knows Sheffield, who's from Sheffield, who knows Josephine's. That was my first gig. I started there in 1990. 1990, yeah. I was there in 1990 because 1990 World Cup were on while I was there. So, I remember.
I think I was, how old was I the first time I got paid to have a microphone in my hand? 13 or 14, I think. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy life, innit? That's the main thing. It is, but it fucking irritates you, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
It really irritates you.
I always remember, when they'd get records that would be when actually having a proper record at number 1 actually meant something.
Yeah.
It was The Power of Love, Jennifer Rush.
Oh God.
It was at number 1 for about 1 million years, and it was slap bang in the middle of wedding season. So every fucking weekend or whatever, I was doing a wedding, and the night before I'd be DJing in a nightclub. So I'd be knackered, because you've been up till sort of 3-4 in the morning for the Friday night, and then you go to a wedding or whatever on the Saturday, And every fucking, have you got the power of love? Have you got the power? It's our first dance. Yeah, you and every fucker else on this earth. And I got absolutely sick of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's loads. There's loads you get sick of. I remember I went to a. God, I must have been on fucking knees, but I went and did a fucking. I don't know, some guy's fucking millionth birthday or something fucking stupid, and he said to me, "Can you play Tina Turner Simply the Best?" Now, Tina Turner Simply the Best is the fucking. It's like fucking garlic to a vampire with me.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. Anyway, so I said, "Yeah, I'll play it." I said, yeah, I'll play it. So I put it on, and then they're all on dance floor in a circle. You're simply the best, and doing all this fucking shit and everything. And then she after they'd finished. I put another record on, and she comes up and she says, "Can you play it again? We want to do it again." I said, "No, I can't play it again." She says, "You can." I says, "I can't." She said, "We're paying you." I says, "All right then." I got CD of it, and I smashed it.
That was my thing with the Jennifer Rush thing, because oh God, it must have been near the Christmas or whatever, and I gladly hadn't had to play this Jennifer bloody Rush thing, and somebody asked me for it, and I thought I haven't been asked for that for a few weeks, and I just picked it up and went like that. Sorry, I can't play it; it's damaged. Because I just did not want to play. It's like. I like Queen. You know the band? I like Queen. Not the twat, but Queen. Yeah, the band. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm all queened up because it doesn't matter where you turn. There's a film, there's a lookalike, there's a soundtrack, there's a studio version of something, there's a live version of it, there's a theatre show, and it's just and a lot of adverts. And I find myself now, if I've got the radio on in the car and they start to play Queen, I find myself turning it off because I'm just fucking up to here with Queen. Absolutely. Yeah. And it doesn't matter whether it's an album track that I've not heard for years that I'd normally go, bloody hell, I haven't heard this for years. What a great, please they played. Doesn't matter if it's Queen. I just find myself turning it off. I'm just up to here with Queen.
Yeah. Name the three songs. Name the three artists that had their song called "Power of Love" in quick succession.
Huey Lewis, Jennifer Rush, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Hey, there we go. That's that's a disco question, isn't it?
Ain't it just? Got loads of shit like that in my head.
Oh, yeah, too much of that, mate. Too much of that.
And hours of shite. As I've said many times, between me and my mate Neil, we know everything there is to know about fuck all.
Well, yeah. And if you don't know it, Neil fucking doesn't either.
Well, my mate Neil used to send me the most obscure fucking questions about music or whatever, and I'd just text it straight back to him. And then he'd text back, Google, ? And I'd think, no, I actually knew that. And all these weird and obscure things. And then, what is it I asked him? Oh, that was it. My favourite Beatles question that I ever heard. What was the last number one while the Beatles were actually still together? Why was it banned in America? And what was different about the people that played on the recording? And he knew. I mean, how obscure is that question?
Say it again.
Right. What was the last number one that the Beatles had while they were still together? So not posthumously, not after they broke up, right, okay. Not a re-record, anything like that. It's just a straight number one while they were a band. It's the Ballad of John and Yoko.
Right.
It was banned in America because of the chorus, which is, Christ, you know it ain't easy.
Right.
George Harrison and Ringo Starr refused to play on it. So McCartney played bass and drums, and Lennon did the other bits. And that was because Ringo and George Harrison didn't get on with Yoko Ono. Now, that is a really fucking weird and obscure question. My mate Neil knew it. Why would anybody actually fucking know that when it's
Well, Matt Conspiro might, because he's all Beatles, isn't he?
Yeah. And I'm not a Beatles fan. It's just a question that I heard at a quiz. So, and I thought, fucking hell, that's a good question. So I always remember it because I thought, bloody hell, that's a bit obscure. You know, a bit kind of out of the way. It's not like what was number one in December. Not one of them. Oh, here's one then. Last number one of the 60s.
I don't fucking care.
Well, you will when you know what it is.
All right, go on.
Two Little Boys, Rolf Harris.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. And the rest.
Yeah.
It should have had and the rest in fucking brackets, that should have. Yeah. Oh, fucking Rolf, can you tell what it is yet?
Yeah.
Oh, fancy fiddling with me. Bring me, a pen. Someone's put Get Back. No, it weren't.
No.
Sorry about that. It were a ballad of John and Yoko.
Yeah.
Denny said he likes John Lennon. Yeah, I like John Lennon. Not wrong with John Lennon.
Do you know, it's weird because the amount of music stuff that I've done, played, watched, been part of in many sort of different ways. There's two artists, massive, that I should get, and I don't. The Beatles were, if you read all the thing, you know, how they changed. I mean, they were the first to do a lot of things, apparently, and stuff I've forgotten because I'm not interested. But I sort of listen to Beatles stuff and I go, well, it's all right. What I know I should be saying is, it's brilliant, and all of these other songs wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for that. Like, you know, everything Oasis did for a start.
Well, yeah, but you could say that about, you know, if Elvis hadn't have existed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the other one is Springsteen. And wouldn't you think somebody who's as into live music and, you know, the history of music and what affected what and who was in what band and that I'd be really in that there, and I'm not.
No. But you see, that's just some things you just don't get, do you?
No.
You know, you just don't get it. I don't get Peter Kay. Everyone thinks he's fucking world fucking funniest man. I just don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. Useless fat cunt.
Now stop holding back.
Sorry, everyone who's in the chat room. Sorry to any fatties that may be listening. I've noticed this. You know, on fucking telly, on football, every single fucking time there's football and there's a chant or something that goes on, the commentator will say, we apologise for any bad language you may have heard in the last few minutes. That's beyond our control. I'm thinking, what are you fucking apologising for then? If it's beyond your control, why are you apologising? Not me. You know, someone rings and complains, they go, it's not me. Yeah, Robert Lunn, while we're on the Beatles, we could talk about Fall, can't we? Paul McCartney. What are you wearing? What's your take on that? Have you had a look at anything? It's supposed to be Billy Shears that's the guy that's in his place.
I know you watched all sorts of stuff a few years ago about that, didn't you? And got quite into all that. McCartney's really dead and da-da-da. But again, because I'm kind of disinterested in the Beatles, I never...
No, but I mean, I didn't really have an interest in the Beatles. I just like an interest in something that's fucking gonna like make me use my brain. Yeah. And I did watch one, which were it were ridiculous. I watched one. Someone posted, look at this. This is it's Ringo Starr. I think it was Ringo Starr. It was supposed to be, who were narrating about the death of Paul. So they've got this bloke on with this terrible Scouse accent. And he's talking all the way. He's trying to do the Ringo Starr. Here comes Thomas the Tank. And he's trying to do that, right? So he's doing it all the way through. And it was fucking... Honestly, I watched it and I thought, I've got to watch that. Again, I've got to tell people to watch that. Because if you can't see that it's a load of bother, it just gets you right at the very end. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in it as well that you're thinking about, but at the very end, it says that Paul McCartney were killed in a car crash. Now, he was decapitated apparently, and there was supposed to be a woman in the car with him. What's happened is they're on Abbey Road. Beatles are on like with their tambourines, you know. We all live in a yellow submarine, and all that. And then they've had an argument, which I'm assuming between two people as close as Paul McCartney and John Lennon would happen quite often. And McCartney's got fucking kite on, fucked off in his car at middle at night. September 11th, by the way. 1966. Okay. Yeah, and he's crashed into another car. He's been decapitated. Somebody who was in the car with him survived, and this was the final part. And I thought, oh my God Almighty! Anybody watches this and thinks that it's real? I know the Paul McCartney thing. I don't know, but I'm talking this particular film. At the end, they said that fucking woman was fucking Heather Mills. And I thought, how old would Heather Mills be in 1966? Eh? 0?
Something like that. Well, I was born in 66 and I'm 53.
Really? So Heather Mills is round about your age. So he's no fucking idea. Taking a fetus home. Like Paul McCartney on September 11th, 1966, has just found a fucking fetus from a backstreet abortion, and he stuck it on fucking seat of his car, passenger seat, because he's a bit like wary about it. He don't really like riding on his own. Feels a bit scared, and he's crashed and killed himself. And this fetus has miraculously survived, lost a leg at some point. You know, I don't know when it was fetal or at some point in the life. And
it was fatal.
Then married Paul McCartney. I mean, but she's said some stuff, hasn't she? She said things. She said things like, if I know if anything happens to me, there are people that have got the things that will take him down. She said that on fucking GMTV, sat next to what was that fucking cunt called? John Stapleton or somebody.
No, we don't know. No idea.
Oh, John Stapleton. I met him once. He used to do when morning chat shows were a new thing. He used to do a thing called The Time, The Place. And I went on it once when I was I was working at Josephine's, so I was about 19, 20-year-old. But I did notice about him. I can't remember out about it. I think it was about young blokes dating older women or fucking something. But he got this mask on. You could tell it was a mask. His face was a mask. It weren't a face. It was just a mask. And if decide what you want from that. I mean, whether you think that that's a metaphorical mask or a genuine mask, but I'd say it were a mask. Oh, here we go. Taylor said he's complaining that we're talking about a bunch of stuff he knows nothing about. Okay, so let's talk about masturbating.
Hang on, we could talk about sex because Taylor didn't know anything about that either, does he?
No, we can't. That's right. We can't talk about sex, can we?
No.
We could talk about what's your favourite sock,
Yeah.
But I think we probably should swerve wider. So, what's been your favourite parts of this year? What's surprised you? Right, I've got 3 questions. I'll give you a bit of time. You can think. I can keep talking out of my arse for a bit. But first of all, what's surprised you? Secondly, what has excited you? And all right, apart from that. And thirdly, where do you see us going?
What, me?
No, us all, societal. Where are we going? What are we doing? Are we going to be going up against this great big massive wall that is in a great big massive wall? It says it's a great big massive wall, but it's really paper thin. We could get through it like no. But yeah, go on.
It's like a lot of people much more knowledgeable than me have said. It doesn't take that many more people to realise what's going on for the whole sham to come falling down. The issue always is that in anything, there are always people who put out misinformation. Now, Mark would call them shills. There'll always be people who've got some kind of agenda, their own personal agenda, or just want to monetize a YouTube account or whatever. That you're always going to get that. There's always going to be, and there's also going to be people who put information out believing it to be correct when it turns out that it's not. But every day I just kind of go on.
Let me just get interrupt you there. Just one small. I think we'd probably call it a moral point from that I'd just like to ask you. You know, when we say this information that comes out, I mean, it's the same on the other side, isn't it? There's loads of bullshit and disinformation that comes out. So isn't there a value in disinformation getting put out on the alternative, just on the off chance that somebody who's in mainstream media might catch it and then catch on and then sort of like get dragged down the rabbit hole? Do you think that there's not a value in that?
Yeah, there is, because it makes people look at an alternative point of view, even if they don't end up agreeing with it. And that's another point, because what I can actually watch or listen to bits of mainstream and finding myself agreeing with it. But the 90-odd% of it, I just look at it and I just think, and even the script in soap operas or whatever, it'll always be terror, carbon, something to sort of further the agenda. Will even be in scripts on soap operas and stuff. But so you'll never agree with everything that somebody says. So even if you got, I don't know, the perfect spokesman for the alternative media, and everything they said was absolutely 100% true, and it could be absolutely guaranteed, I'm probably still not going to agree with all of it, because there'll be something I'll go.
But you're going to get these guarantees from anybody, aren't you?
Well, exactly.
I mean,
there aren't any, are there? But I'm
look.
thinking,
Another confession. I set Alex Jones up years ago. I made a story up, right, and I knew a way to get through to Alex Jones, and just so that I knew, and I can back this up. I'll go back on fucking Wayback Machine. I'm pretty certain the guy that I got to go to Alex Jones was Paul Watson, right back in his younger days. Really, I mean, we're talking about 2006 or 7. But I fed him a story. Just to see whether it would appear on InfoWars, and it did. It was front page InfoWars, and I'd completely made it up. I'd just done just a little bit of research. I'd gone into it were about the BBC, because they were putting on a conspiracy files, and it were 9/11 conspiracy files. That were right back in days, early days, where everybody saw that. Oh, they're doing it on telly. They're doing it on TV. They just so then they watch it and it's fucking crap. It's just nonsense. Yeah. So I said that they were two different. The BBC had got two different ones. One that told truth and one that didn't. And fucking Alex Jones ran with it. They ran with it, and all I did is I looked up any BBC America executives, and I found one called Garth Ansier, and I just put him in it, and I said he's part of this, and yada yada, and they put it on fucking front page of InfoWars. So you can't be sure on anybody.
No, you can't.
Can you?
I
really be sure.
The one that made me first think about Alex Jones was there was a group of, I wouldn't even call them protesters. There were a group of concerned citizens stood on the steps of, say, their own city hall or town hall, having a proper conversation and debate with the officials, the council or whatever, and it had all been set up as a proper, and TV crews were there, and it was a proper debate that was going, and there was no violence. There was, people were listening and watching, and everything was fine. A car pulls up. Alex Jones gets out with a bloody megaphone, starts down the street, and by the time he'd walked his 100 yards and then got to the top of the stairs, there was nearly a frigging riot going on.
Yeah.
Because he's got, rah, rah, rah. shouting and screaming, and I just thought the man's a dickhead.
Yeah, look, he is what he is. He perhaps when he started back in '90s, I think, doing podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've not really looked back. I did have a listen, and it's interesting to have a listen as well. If you can find it anywhere, I had a listen to the Alex Jones show on 9/11, so as it was happening.
Right.
And believe you me, it's not on there saying I knew this was going to happen, or you had this, that, and other. He's talking about turning countries in Middle Eastern countries into fucking glass, car parks, just bombing fuck out of them. So if you can find it, I really would suggest, because it's really interesting to listen to as well. It were the day 9/11, September 11, 2001. And the Alex Jones show, and while they were live, things were going on. So have a look at that. Have a look at it. It really is quite interesting.
But
Nelly on the land. Good evening, Nelly on the land. Alex was invited in. Yes, exactly. I think that's it, isn't it? Many people, we Alex Jones, they feel that he's just sold out and he's gone all Trump. And again, it's like Daniel Bostock. I'm Dan Bostock on a smaller scale, but it's Alex Jones. It's Alex Jones on a bigger scale. I mean,
the time when anybody loses my interest is when they say, "Oh, we should be listening to this politician or that politician," and I just think, really, yeah. How well's that gone in the past few hundred years then?
But they don't. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
So anyway, tell me about your new telly.
Oh, I just bought one today. It's just come. It's on thing. Can't get it on. Can't get it on wall. It's one of them that spies on you and all that sort of shit. But I want them to know what I'm doing anyway, because the sooner they put me out of my fucking misery, the better. I've read a few fucking things down here. Oh, that were something I saw. I will up late at night, and sometimes I'll put Sky News on, because there's some gems on. And there was a report. Now, this was an autistic kids drag panto.
What?
That were doing the rounds around schools and stuff like that. So what you've got is this autistic kids panto organisation, and they're going around in drag. And I think they were doing it. No, I think they were encouraging kids. Anyway, that's not fucking. Another thing as well is I've put, which I wanted to get on as well. Fucking these celebrities whoring themselves out for fucking anything. You see fucking Philip fucking Schofield on telly, and he's on this morning. He's on fucking all the. Why does he need more money? Why does he need more fucking money? He doesn't. If I were, like, I just said, I don't need no fucking more money. What you want me to hold a kitten up for? I don't need any more money. I'm on ITV in day.
I've got one that bugs me, or
fucking contract.
Yeah, is when you get, especially comedians, on stuff like QI or whatever.
I don't watch it. Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I know what you're going to say.
And they'll pull in something like, I don't know, just show their ignorance, but because there'll be something on 9/11 or
not
whatever.
Ignorance, it's the fucking what they fucking
told to do. Yeah, exactly. Or they'll find some lame excuse to make a joke about carbon, just to sort of push the agenda, and so all that. I can't even watch that shit anymore. So it's not just the news that I can't watch. It's like I almost can't watch anything other than a game of ice hockey. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking, it just does me head in. I see him coming up, and I think to myself, why though? Why? Spend some time with your fucking family. Do something. Go out. Go and see from. Buy some homeless people a bag of fucking chips. You don't need any more money. You've got all money you're fucking ever going to need. You're never going to be able to spend it. All you're going to be able to do is leave it behind. Government will fucking take most of the cunt anyway, and they'll probably take fucking rest of it in taxes for fucking, if anybody buys any shit out of it. You know what I mean? It's just a complete and utter fucking waste of time. If they all just said no, right, then we'd perhaps get some ugly people on television. But what I do not want and I do not approve of, and it really, really riles me up, is using disabled people on telly.
Yeah,
it
me
fucking riles me up, something chronic, and it makes me angry at them disabled people saying, for say, instead of saying, what do you want? You want to exploit me so you can fucking sell some more of your shit? Fuck that.
I want a presenter to be on presenting something because they're good at presenting, not because they happen to be in a wheelchair.
Exactly.
Now, if they're good at presenting and they happen to be in a wheelchair, fine. I ain't got a problem with a wheelchair.
No, of course not. No, it's that, neither have I, to be honest. In fact, I rely on them. Fucking the problem I've got is that I keep jumping off onto the settee and not putting my brakes on, and then fucking dog jumps on it, and it goes fucking miles over it when I can't get the bastard. I'm having to fucking caterpillar on the floor to get to the fucker. Then I'm trying to lift my son up with my spaghetti arms. It's a fucking absolute nightmare. Yeah. But they do. They fucking all themselves out. They do all these. I quite like Bradley Walsh. We watched The Chase.
Yeah, I quite like Bradley Walsh.
I quite like Bradley Walsh, and then I notice that now he's organised. He's got another game show that's on that he's actually compiled.
Oh, is he?
It's quite complicated, but it's in its second series. Right, so he's done that. He's doing The Chase, so he's doing fucking great. Why the fuck does he need to do a program about him going on holiday with his son to somewhere to do some fucking shit? We're going to drop you on a fucking beach, and all you're going to have to do is you're going to be able to live on his fucking bananas. And there's no fucking bananas on this planet, on this tree, on this island. Some shit like that. And you think, Jason, why, Bradley? Why? You don't have to take everything. And I know show business, as they call it, is a fickle fucking business.
Oh, God,
it's
yeah.
Gone by fucking wayside. But he must have enough money now so that he could plan for the rest of his life and keep doing Chase and keep doing that so that he can say, listen, I'm not fucking making any more of you fucking... Do you know what? Those sort of programs, somebody going on holiday with their son, and all it's doing is introducing its son onto the fucking scene so that they can then become a celebrity fucking in. So it's a clothes shop, like it fucking is already.
You know when they have these celebrity and then fill in the next title?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether it's fucking Strictly or whatever. You know this word celebrity?
Yeah.
Doesn't that imply that you're supposed to have fucking heard of them?
Well, it means you celebrated for something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's where the word comes from. It comes from. So if I'm a good darts player, I'm celebrated as a good darts player. If I'm a good, if I'm a good gigolo, if I'm the best one-legged gigolo in Gleedless, then obviously I'm going to be a celebrity because I'm celebrating.
I knew your stump would come in handy for something.
Yeah, you see. A lot of loose women around here, brother.
Hey!
No, but you're right. It's just, isn't it? It's that celebrity don't mean it. It don't mean no. It just means somebody who might have been on some shit some years ago. I've been on telly a couple of times. I went on Weakest Link.
Yeah.
I went on Golden Balls. And fucking years and years back, about 1997, I went on Right to Reply. Remember that? That used to be on Channel 4, Right to Reply.
I don't.
I went on that because it was something to do with Channel 5 anyway. I went on that. So I've been on telly 3 times, so I should be celebrated for those things.
You see, all mine were radio stuff. Most of mine were radio stuff. Although a couple of my voice... You what?
Don't tell him, Pikes, put Gleedless Here I Come.
Yeah. You've never seen The Power of the Stump.
No, The Power of the Stump.
Somebody ought to write a script.
I can put like like a, like a rubber marigold over it. And I put a marigold over it, and he makes it like into a French tickler. You know what I mean? It's really...
Yeah.
Good evening to Unite Planet as well. Good evening, chaps. They say, "Hey up, chaps. Sorry not being online with yourselves for so long, but I hope you're all well." Paul, that is thanks for that, Paul. Yes, we're all okay, aren't we? As far as well as we can be expected. I hope we've had a good Christmas, Paul, and we'll have to have you back on here from Unite Planet at some point, because I've seen some good stuff you've released. So I've watched at least 2 of your videos, and that's for me, that's a lot, because people sending me videos all the time to watch, and I have to be very picky. But I've watched a couple of theirs and recently, so Unite Planet, we'll get them on very, very soon, because we are nearly into the year of getting your vision back. 2020, that is the year. It's vision. 2020 vision. Get your vision back.
You know what that means, don't you?
10 to 11.
Yeah, you know what it means.
Yeah.
24 hours and 25 hours and about 10 minutes left.
25 hours and 20. Oh, we're going to stop on all time right up until midnight tomorrow. Wouldn't that be good?
No, it'd be fucking
you
boring.
could nip off for a shit, and we could get Leeds to stand in.
We could, but I've got to go to work in the morning.
Oh, well, you could call in sick.
Yeah, I could. Actually, then I've got to go see my mother in hospital.
Well, anyway, to be honest, Ade, going right through to New Year's Eve, New Year's Day wasn't really an option. For a start, they only allow you on here, I think, 4 hours, which is funny. I mean, I don't know if anybody saw it, but on the last show, and I don't mean to denigrate this guy at all, but on the last show we had Shield Destroyer.
Mark, yeah.
And as you know, I got cut off, and my laptop then started fucking doing about 1 billion fucking updates.
Yeah,
and it were fucking. I just couldn't get back on, and couldn't even get back on until the next day. So, I wasn't there to turn off to end the broadcast. So when Ade and Shield Destroyer finished, Ade went, and Shield Destroyer was still there live on YouTube. So I've had to delete it about half an hour, I think, at the end. I think he was scratching his ass and farting and burping and all, doing all that sort of thing online. Which I'm really sorry about that.
But we have kept that portion of the recording just in case we ever need to have some information about Mark that he might not want us to broadcast.
Yeah, well, no, we don't do that anymore, mate.
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that. No. Not since the Andy incident.
No.
Stewie Mr. Rome, Bleedless Valley says, if conspiracies are being sent on the rounds, should be taken with a pinch of salt. Regina I Am says that, yeah.
Well, so, do you know, the other, I can't remember what channel it was, but somebody sent me a message to look at the TV programs that were coming up on one particular channel the other day, and I put it on and I had a look, and it was JFK, 9/11, Diana. I think there's a fourth, maybe, and you know all the sort of top half dozen conspiracies. The usual state propaganda version of it. Oh, the moon landing.
That's a good one, though, that, innit?
You know, they were all on telly, one after the other. You know, so it's like, well, if you're thinking of being a conspiracy theorist, we're going to prove to you that it's all bollocks.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Ade, right? What they're doing is they're putting out this show that supposedly tells us that the moon landings actually happened the way that we were told and everything, and this is all that, and this is why that conspiracy didn't, and this is why that part didn't work, and all that. But it's all being narrated by fucking Bob the Builder. How the fuck are you supposed to fucking make any? You know, what do you do? Hang on a minute, has he got his fucking tub belt on? Is he at fucking NASA HQ now building? Because I've seen shit. Have you seen that one? That footage of that where it's like it's where they used to have the bay on the back of the shuttle, and they'd open the bay up, and a satellite had come out, right, and it'd be spinning round. Have you seen that one where it opens up and the satellite comes out and it's spinning round, and then suddenly there's this great big head there.
Oh, yeah.
And he looks back and fucks off. And you think to yourself, oh my God, how the fuck? I mean, come on, space, that's the fucking hell, Jesus. For a start, how do you propel in space?
Yeah.
You can't. In a vacuum, you can't propel yourself in a vacuum.
And the things I've always wondered, when they say things like, is it a sixth or a seventh of the Earth's gravity supposedly on the moon or whatever?
A sixth, yeah, it is. Yeah.
How do they know?
Well, for a start, if gravity is caused by Earth spinning, then fucking moon don't spin. So has it got 1/6 gravity? Has it got any gravity?
Yeah.
Don't spin at all. It's fucking ridiculous. It's the whole space thing. I mean, you can go into that. Space, and then you get into flat Earth, which I don't mind. Again, another subject that I like to talk about. I mean, it's just me. It's just I'm interested. I like to get both sides of everything. I don't. If someone fucking don't like some of our fucking tech, come on and I'll talk to you. It's all good. Remember, it's always in Sheffield.
The stuff that I prefer is stuff that we can prove. Like the money system and all the stuff that is actually tangible, the stuff you can really hold in your hand and prove. But I can't go up there and have a look, so I don't know. And it doesn't matter how many theories there are about whether it's flat, round, spinning, not spinning, moon distance, did we land on it? It can never be 100% proved.
No, that's what I like about these things. Is that it's entertainment. It's replacing entertainment for me. So I'm not getting dog shit McDonald's entertainment. I'm getting entertainment that's making me think. And even if it's crap, sometimes you enjoy fucking film itself.
Yeah.
But you think to yourself, it's just. United Planets put the radiation belt that we cannot pass through. That's the Van Allen belt, I think. Even though the Apollo rockets did. I mean, the old Apollo thing. I mean, how did they get that car in that fucking spaceship? That thing that came down, it had a car in it. No, the thing that they dropped down on where they've got like they can only get 2 people in, and they've got about a centimetre fucking room, and they've got a car in there. They've got their own fucking car. For fuck's sake.
If you were going to go to the moon, that's the first thing you'd want to do, innit?
I'd fucking take your car, ain't you? You don't want to rent, do you? Fucking hell. Fucking imagine renting a car on the moon. Fuck that.
I mean, and you wouldn't exactly be able to do a one-way hire, would you? You're going to have to take it back.
Oh, yeah, of course you are. You're going to have to take it back. You have to take it back to the moon, but you can't because we're not allowed. We can't do it now because we've forgotten. Like that bloke says on that thing, I go back in a nanosecond.
Yeah.
But we just don't have the technology. We used to have it, but we haven't got it anymore.
Yeah, we lost the tapes, and even if we got the tapes, we've got nothing to replay them on.
It's just like saying, I used to have AIDS, but I ain't got it anymore, so you're all right. Get on, jump on, bareback. You know what I mean? It's just so fucking stupid. It's...
I know.
It's just so stupid that I mean, my dad, but I can see. I mean, my dad. I get through to my dad quite a bit. There's a decent song that says that we never landed on the moon. It's quite a country type song. Men have landed on the moon and all that and all this. Astronauts, they're actors, of course, and yes, they all get paid. And it's a fucking really good. It's a really good flick, but yeah, I mean, to say we lost it, it's just stupid. Isn't it? Again, it's like the dossier, the paedophile dossier at Downing Street. They lost that. They got fucking rid of it. And in the case of the Apollo moon landings, it just didn't exist. It was just some CGI. 1969 CGI, man. In fact, it weren't that, were it? They did it in that thing.
Yeah, a big grey screen up on the wall and told everybody to film off that.
Yeah, it's one small step for man. Oh, damn, fucked it up, didn't you? Fucked it up. They should have done another fucking take. Because apparently he says it's one small step for a man, but there's a beep that it's like gets rid of the ah. So it's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. That's what the original thing. Well, why did they do another take?
Yeah, and I mean, what they got to remember is, it's just. I just look at stuff now and I just think who benefits. That's it, just who benefits, and it's a really cynical thing. Yeah, who benefits? Who benefits? Who benefits? But no, my view is we didn't go to the moon. But I don't know. That is
you do
just
know.
my.
You fucking do know. You know, right? If you know, you know the faith. Right?
Yeah.
You have to have faith. You fucking know.
And
the faith
in
yourself to look at that and say, that's not fucking right. Them cunts aren't where they're fucking supposed to be. They're not fucking on moon. That never fucking happened. Now, fuck off. So you do know.
The biggest reason that I don't believe it isn't because of the information or whatever. It's because of who's telling it to me. And all the other bullshit they've told me that I know is bullshit. So it's not just what the information is, but it's also where it comes from, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess so. But the same information can come from different sources, but have completely different connotations. You can say, well, one source of a news story will say that so and so attacked so and so, and the other one will say they were defending themselves against so and so, and they attack. It's just whoever's telling stories. So it's media. Let's just fuck media. That can't be hard. They're a bunch of pansies. They want to be on telly. Oh, I don't want a real job where I have to fucking be on a lathe or a mill or down a fucking mine, fucking doing coal or in a steel works or doing any sort of manual. Yeah, I want to sit there and I want to have a job on fucking TV. Fuck off. Yeah, and you know what? I'm so fucking desperate to keep that job on TV that I will fucking lie to all my fellow citizens, everybody else, even my own fucking family, simply because I am getting what I fucking want, and it means that I don't have to get fucking dirt under my fingernails.
Yeah.
Fucking apart from my makeup, fucking Jesus Christ.
What was it they called it? Good Morning Britain, the first breakfast telly thing.
Yeah, well, Good Morning Britain, weren't it? Yeah, that was the first one. But if you can find the one with Heather Mills on it, it's fucking dynamite. It really is. It's a really good interview, and she really hits at him and says, if that happens to me, people have been instructed. But do you know, this is again like the Epstein thing. If Epstein killed himself, he would have known, he would have had everybody fucking stitched up who he could have stitched up.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it would all be there in his deathbed letter or whatever. Or it's something. That's what they do. That's what you would do if you got a secret or something, or there was something you got and you were fearing for your life. Wouldn't you give it to another person?
Yeah, you need some kind of insurance, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. You sound a bit tired, mate.
I was knackered before we started. I just thought, I don't think I had a good night's sleep last night because it was more, being unconscious rather than sleep.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. So yeah.
But the other thing was that my mum fell and broke her hip the other day. So she's in hospital, and so I've been running up and down and doing a lot of extra stuff that I wouldn't have been doing, and yeah. So, But that's a whole new story. So yeah, my mum's in hospital at the moment with pins and screws and whatever, holding her hip back together or whatever she's had done. So great, isn't it?
Well, listen, mate. You've spoke to me more in depth about this, and you just hang in there because you're doing the right thing. You're all going to do the right thing. So
yeah.
Yeah, euthanasia is the best thing. Sending it over to Switzerland.
Yeah.
I'm only kidding, mate. You know I am.
Well, mate. Yeah. Mind you, if my mum were here, she'd laugh at that. So.
Yeah, there you go. But she's in hospital, and we all hope she gets a speedy recovery, and you get some, some mind. Your mind at rest, put at rest.
Yeah.
Really, it's not been for the last few days or so. So,
yeah.
We aren't adding any more. Let's see, Ade. Ron Malcolm said he's thinking of your mum. Thank you for that, Ron. Yeah, we all are. For all we know, Epstein's sunning himself on a tropical beach somewhere nice and safe. That's Mahatma.
It's again the only thing that we do know for sure is that the bullshit that we're being told is not what really happened. And you could look at that view of nearly every fucking story that they come up with, and whether you call it a conspiracy or whether it doesn't matter. Whatever the official line is not what's fucking happening.
Yeah,
it's
bullshit.
And I do want to say something about Royal. You know me and the Royals because they're just fucking not.
Oh, I remember where I went to that. You took me to that party, didn't you? That garden party at Buckingham Palace, and I got chucked out for wearing trainers. Yeah, go on. You and the Royals.
And there are members of my family who will say, I think the Royals are great because they're really good for tourism. And I still sort of shake my head, and inside I'm saying, but how can anybody idolize or even have any belief in a family that's associated with paedophilia? There was Mountbatten, or Battenberg, who was Prince Charles's mentor,
and favourite uncle, and probably favourite uncle, probably favourite shag around that time.
We've then had Prince Andrew, and
he were down with kids though. He were having it off with Cool Stark.
Yeah, but
I think that was cover. That was some rate cover, that weren't it?
But if they said, I don't know, let's imagine a fictitious, famous person who's only ever done good things. Oh, there we go, Rolf Harris. Yeah. He was like the nation's favourite. He painted the Queen. Can you tell what it is yet? Everybody loved him. But then as soon as it came out they got any connection at all with paedophilia, gone, done.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's...
But when it's somebody who's supposedly a member of some fictitious royal bollocks, people are quite happy to accept it. Even though the dickhead's been on fucking telly and been interviewed and basically hung himself nearly, just by having a shit attitude and being a tosser, if nothing else. And there are still people who, stand up for a national anthem. And I just think, hang on a minute. If this was any other family, would and it's just like they've got these blinkers on. Oh, they're royal. Oh, they're royal. They're not like us, No, thank fuck. They're not like us.
No, they're fucking lizards, aren't they?
Again, what? All I do know is
lizards.
we don't
Lizards.
we don't need
Let's
a
fuck the
leader.
lizards.
We
Sorry,
don't
go
need
on.
a fucking leader.
We don't. Well, no, we don't. No, we don't need a leader. A lot of people in the chat room just remarking about their parents that they've lost. So it just keeps going past too quickly. Ron Malcolm says he lost his dad in 2015. I'm looking at them. Swimming pool. No, what's that? I don't know what they're talking about in there. Oh, 462,904. If my
I don't write
kids
numbers like that anymore.
if
Hey, sorry.
my kids misbehave, I tell them Jimmy Savile's coming to tea. And the Yorkshire Ripper.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that old thing we used to talk about.
That was it. That's it. There was a news report. Fuck it, where was I? I might even have been in a waiting room at the hospital. And there was a news report on, right? And they were on about Broadmoor Hospital. I'm sure it was Broadmoor. And it was either yesterday or the day before. And Broadmoor is effectively a mental hospital, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the criminally insane.
Yeah. It's a secure mental hospital.
Yeah. But that's the one that Savile ended up with the keys for, and
He had a room there, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they did this report, and apparently, like they do in a lot of places, like when they want to build a new school, they'll build these new schools on the old school playing field and then knock down the old school. And that can be the new school's playing field. So, and apparently what they've done at Broadmoor is something similar. They've built in the grounds of Broadmoor this new unit. And before any patients have been allowed in, they let this film crew in to video it. And, there's all this open space so that I keep wanting to call them inmates, the patients can all sit and chat and yet still be observed to make sure that they're safe from a secure position by a member of staff and all this. And then they said, so now what we've got is one of the patients and we're going to interview him. Well, what they had was, them parkers with a big hood that comes up with a big tube thing?
Yeah, like a snorkel parker.
They'd got this parker, and it could have been a mannequin with a parker on. Right? Because it never moved. It didn't move a fucking inch. So you couldn't see a face or anything because it was like shot from the back. And it was only sort of shoulders and head. And then you could hear this voice. And if it was somebody who was criminally insane, they sounded just like a BBC reporter that was reading the script. In perfect BBC English. I think this new unit will be wonderful because... And then just repeated, because it's got big, wide open space, and it will give us all some freedom to be among ourselves, yet still have the staff making sure that we're safe, but from a secure position. And it was almost like this fucking repeat. And I thought to myself, there is no fucking way that was what they said it was, which was a patient who was interviewed, and that was the little clip that they put on. At best, it was somebody inside a parker reading a script. It was probably a voiceover guy in a booth somewhere recording it, and they'd got a mannequin with a script, with a parker on. Because this thing never moved. Normally you'll see them in shadow, and you can kind of make out they might have a nose. None of that. No, it was a fucking parker. It was a cardboard parker. And I just remember thinking, and people actually watch this and believe that really is an inmate that's being bloody interviewed. What a load of bollocks.
What a load of bollocks. But have you ever seen the photograph of Jimmy Savile introducing Frank Bruno to Yorkshire Ripper?
No.
Have you not? Let me see if I can put it on screen. Share screen. Yeah, it's all right. Fucking hell. Share screen, right? So share screen. Select.
I love how your computer illiteracy.
It's crap, isn't it?
It's great.
Can you see that now?
No.
Allow.
No, we've still got a picture of you.
Oh, it's the that one. That one. Allow. See if that works.
There we go. Oh. All we've got is a load of moving. Oh, no.
No, the fuck's up with my fucking screen, man. Can you see that?
No, it's just put like a green background with a load of moving lines on it. It's not actually a picture or anything.
Oh, fucking full screen like that. Bollock. Fucking see. Anyway, if you fucking Google it.
And what is it?
Eh?
What was it?
Just put Frank Bruno Yorkshire Ripper, and you'll see Jimmy Savile. Picture of Jimmy Savile introducing the Yorkshire Ripper to Frank Bruno. That's what goes on in there. That's what went on in there.
Because wasn't Reggie Cray was in there? Yeah, Reggie Cray, not Ronnie Cray, wasn't he?
No, it was Ronnie, wasn't it? Ronnie was
I know one of the Crays was in there, if not both. I think both were in there for a while, weren't they? I can't remember. I know one of them was, but I can't remember which one. But I tell you what, I do find quite knowledgeable on that sort of stuff. If ever there's any sort of crime history or whatever, Fred Dinage.
Yeah,
he's I know he presents them, but I think he's one of the researchers as well, and he knows his history and his stuff about
But he wrote books. He wrote books, didn't he? He visited him in prison, and he wrote books about him. Yeah, I think he was their biographer.
Yeah.
He's a fucking long way from Gambit, isn't it?
Yeah. What was that other thing he used to do? How?
Yeah.
Can you remember that?
How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How? Yeah, for everybody under the age of 45 who hasn't got the fucking clue what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but nobody's under the age of 45 on our channel, mate. Everybody, apart from Taylor.
Yeah, well, he won't know what How
is. The representative youth of Raconteurs News.
He is, yeah.
If there's anybody else youthful in there, then let us know, and I'll amend that.
Yeah, and introduce you to Prince Andrew. Anyway.
Yes, introduce him to that cunt. Let's see, we're going to give him a fucking thick ear. Look what I did here. Look. I wonder if you can see this. I hope you can see this. I wrote this. This is my pad that I use. And I'm probably going to fucking just like I'm probably going to just auction it off or something at the end of the year. But it started off as Jason's hospital book. So It's got a few days of me in hospital the first time I were in. But I am now using it for this. So I'm going to fill it all out over here, and then I'm just going to auction it off. And also it might be worth something because I hope you can see that. It's pretty faint.
What does it say? I can't. What's it say? I can't read it.
It says Raconteurs News in my own blood. I did that in my own blood.
Right, okay.
I did that in my own blood. Oh, and of course, Jason rules. I did that because I got a fountain pen for Christmas. I like fountain pens. I've got this thing about fountain pens, so now I don't use any other pens. I use fountain pens. So I got my wife got me one for Christmas. So before I put any ink in it, I'd got a cut on my leg, so I decided to do a little bit of writing out saying, it's what you do, innit? It's what you do.
Yeah.
Raconteur. So anybody they'll have my DNA. So if I get it away, or I'll auction it off or something. Next Christmas.
Well, I'll bid you to Bob and a Conker.
Or I'll raffle it off or something. I don't know. I'll just put a competition or something. Somebody have it.
Oh, you could sell it for its true worth.
What? Burn it? You mean?
Yeah.
But they'll have my DNA. So, like in future years, when when we're all fucking dust, right? And we're all dust.
Of a Jurassic
find that, aren't they? And they're going to go, oh my God, we know about Raconteurs news, and like that when they said they found King Richard in the fucking car park.
The car park, yeah. And
he just happened to be fucking related to Benedict fucking cum fucking snatch. Or whatever his fucking name, like as if for fuck's sake, it's not even fucking Richard III. It's a fucking car park. He found a few fucking bones. It was probably something Fox out 1 billion years ago. Anyway, when it gets to that stage with me, and you've got all this evidence, it'll be on. It'll still be on YouTube, hopefully. Fucking YouTube's still about by that time. But you'll have my DNA, you'll be able to recreate me, and then
like a Jurassic Park scenario,
nurture me up into what your own version of me. So that could be quite. It could be quite. I think it'd probably be a first in the alternative media. I'm raffling my DNA. First in the alternative media. Yes, I'm going to do that in the end of this year, and I'm going to continue writing in that. And it's just random shit thoughts that I put in my I have in my head. Let me just read a couple. Let's see what I'm. Super leads. I've written in it. I don't know what that fucking hell that's for. Oh, that's what I did. When we had that conversation with the guy last week, and we were talking. I looked up the population, the white population in this country. Right. So I've got two results. I got 2011 and I got 2015. What? Go on, give me a guess. What sort of percentage of the population in 2011 is white?
60.
81.9%. Okay. So in 2015.
70.
84.9%. So it's increased in that time by 4%.
But
3%.
I mean, that could well be because at that point, didn't we have quite a few Eastern Europeans?
Yes, we've got Eastern Europeans who would be classed as white. Yeah, that's quite a point. We. Is that the guy who left? Oh, Webby, is that the guy who left sniffing his own earwax? Yeah, that is. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, man. Shield destroyer. I really am. And since you're here, Webby, I want to remember. Were you remember the argument that we hosted between Chrissy Morris and Hayden Lee? Or whatever his name is, and I'm sure you were on that. Just let me know if you were, because we were talking about it earlier on. Yeah, the wax destroyer. Said Midnight Gardener, brilliant, absolutely superb. They come up with it, They always come up with it.
Well, doesn't it prove that actually this is real people doing real stuff? And it's not scripted.
Replay J says, "Who are you guys really?" Quite conspiracy. Who are you? Go on. Sorry, I've got to get this. This is a great one. Sane Man's put, you can wax lyrical on Raconteurs. You've won. You've won tonight, Sane Man. Brilliant. That is fantastic. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, go on. Who are we really, AD?
Who am I?
Seems like it's a. You should take that one.
Who am I?
Who are we? Really? Who are we?
Oh, you mean if we're descended from apes, aliens, brought here in a puff of smoke or whatever?
No, who are we? Who are we? Us. Who are we? Really? Who are we? What are we doing? What?
Well, I try not to be a label. I'm just me, I guess, which is an ever-changing thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, Webby, sorry, Webby asked me. I asked Webby a question. Go on, Al, you finish. Sorry.
No, go on. It's more interesting than shit.
Next when I get a fucking beer in a joint in me, I just can't fucking shut the fuck up. Yeah, Webby's confirmed that he were on that. Yeah, he were on that one. He said he kept cutting Chrissy off because he kept shouting over Toby, which ended up being funny because Toby, Chrissy ended up doing a Facebook Live listening to it, and then when Toby was saying anything, he were arguing back for his Facebook friends. You know what I mean? So he were listening to us and broadcast. It was just weird. It was just weird. And
isn't that the one that we labeled train crash radio?
No, the train crash radio is the one. That's the one that will never see the light of day again. That one that won't ever see the light of day again. I don't think anyway. Well, I might do it after. If I'm on my deathbed, I might just think, fuck it, I'll upload it. Have a fucking laugh at all as well.
Oh dear.
Oh, taking the mic, they are making me a bit angry. Ooh, who's that? Regina, I am. We're not taking a mic, we're just having fun. Oh man, I found the Bill Cooper 9/11 broadcast, and it's 8 hours long, yeah. And do you know what, Nate Taylor, that I've listened to that as well. I know many times he says in that, whatever you do not listen to Alex Jones and his ilk. Do not listen to Alex Jones. They'll be making so many assumptions. Yeah, the Bill Cooper one. That's great. Yeah, it's really good. Really is good.
Bill Cooper. What was the other thing that Bill Cooper did?
He wrote "Behold a Pale Horse."
Yeah, that's right. But didn't he have his radio things were a bit kind of Orson Welles sounding? Am I thinking of the right one here?
No, yeah, he might have been. I don't know. I mean, he were methodical. I mean, the guy were calling it art not long after, but he were telling people on the day. He were telling people not listen to Alex Jones. Don't listen to Alex Jones and his ilk. And if you listen to the Alex Jones one, you can it's fucking, it's just nuts. And he's telling people not to listen to Alex Jones. He was broadcasting at the time, but I think he was one of the first people to really get any understanding, put any of the little pieces together. And he was killed in November 2001 outside his own house by police.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the police.
But yeah, all his broadcasts seemed to be like I don't know. They always sounded very sort of Orson Welles, very theatrical at the beginning, and because I've listened and watched quite a few of his.
Yeah, they do. I mean, Americans generally tended to do that. They had more. It would just they weren't as much.
Yeah, but some of the stuff. I mean, he's actually interviewed and sat on his couch and said, "Oh, I'm sure they're going to want to get rid of me." The stuff that I'm saying.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they did.
Bill Cooper, yeah, but Alex Jones has made the same fucking point millions and millions of times. But yeah, they did. I'd recommend listening to whatever Or reading. Ron Malkin says he has the Pale Horse tape. Oh, yeah, so he has the Pale Horse tape. But if you got the book, if you can get the book, I think it's Beholder Pale Horse.
That wasn't the only book he did. Hang on a minute. I'm going to look this up.
Go on, you look it up then. Like you're looking up a skirt or something. It'll be no minutes. Does it like that? Mahat Malevolence. Bill Cooper was a naval intelligence and a member of the Demoli Society. I don't know.
That's right.
That's a new one on me. What's the Demoli Society? It's new on me, that is, man. Good evening to Tony as well. He's in the chat room. Regina, I am money-grabbing people who can't work on naive people's pockets. Who can work on naive people's pockets. I don't know whether you're talking about us or you're talking about Bill Cooper or Alex Jones or whatever, but we're certainly not. Our own pockets is where this is coming from. So from top to bottom, right down to the cheese under my foreskin, because I can't have a bath because of this thing. So my best is just dangling over at bath, but I've got a stump, see, instead of a leg, so I can't hold myself up. So I've got a little thing on edge of bath, and I get on, I hold my leg out, and then I clean my knackers. But it's usually about a month at a time in between, so there's usually quite a deposit of cheese.
Oh, easy now.
Oh, come on, Philadelphia, man! You love Philadelphia. We were just talking about Bruce Springsteen.
No, it's cottage cheese.
Yeah, not mine, mate.
No. You know what it is? It's Parmesan.
Mine's been there so long, it's fucking matured into like fucking, I don't know, something with blue stuff going through it.
Don't need to know.
One of the cheeses with blue going through it.
Anyway, look, we've got one day of this. So, well, do you know, can you remember when New Year's Eve for DJs used to be mega because we could earn a lot of money on one night?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I spent that many years doing that now I really don't give a toss about New Year's Eve. I mean, tomorrow I'll probably be in bed about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, same here. I'll be in bed about 11 o'clock.
But the other thing is that this calendar that we use, how long is it we've used it for? It's no more than 200-300 years or whatever, is it?
It's the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah, and somebody will probably say, and who knows a lot, but we haven't exactly been using that calendar for a long time. Not like thousands and thousands of years. So, New Year's Eve, okay.
Don't fucking me no. It don't mean no to me. Same. I used to do it. I used to work at. The last New Year's Eve I worked, I think, were about 2008. No, it weren't. But around about 2008, I remember. It's because I'd split up with Tammy, so I were at my mum and dad's, which fucking nightmare for me. Real proper. I mean, fucking full on psycho fucking knife nightmare for me to be stopping at my parents' house. So.
That's not your parents who were psycho, by the way.
No. It's me because we just don't get on. Well, I do with my dad, but I don't very much with my mum. Anyway, so I was doing Yates's in Wakefield.
Oh yeah,
easy gig. Yates in Wakefield. I got home before fucking bongs. Everyone was kicked out.
Everyone got kicked out.
Well, everyone got kicked out because there were only about 15 people in, and they were all smoking. And they shouldn't have been smoking. It was 2 years after band had started. So they kicked them out and sent us home. I got home as the bongs. I got home. I remember getting upstairs because I knew there were a party around the corner that I was going to go to. I'd been invited to. So I were upstairs getting changed. TV were on and I heard bongs. Means fuck all.
No, it doesn't.
Means fuck all. Only place it means is in there.
Yeah.
In there. And what you've got to do is for me, I don't like Christmas. I don't care for it at all. I prefer not to do it. I really would. I prefer each individual family to have a special year, a special, like few days, a weekend every year, and get together and just do that. That's all. So but it's separated so that it's not everything fucking shut down and bollocksed. There's no Christian. Nobody's a Christian. Most of these people who do Christmas are not Christians. Christians are in church and they're doing Christmas the proper way. They're watching the Nativity. I watched fucking The Greatest Story Ever Told the other day. I've never seen it before, you know, and it were good to watch.
But of course, now with the kids' nativity play at school, you know, they'll have characters in it that have, because everybody's got to be in it. They can't, you know.
Right. I've got one for you. I know that's you're talking about nowadays, but back in my day, guess what I was? I was Joseph in my first fucking nativity when they were in infant school. By the time I got to junior school, guess what I was cast as in junior school in the first year in the nativity?
Baby Jesus.
I was cast as a hand grenade. I was a hand grenade. I got a fucking, you know, one of them like cardboard thing right front, you know, with painting on, and it was painted like an hand grenade. Now we're an hand grenade. I don't know what. I've got no idea. Fucking why they were an hand grenade in nativity play. Why it needs one? What is it? Fucking gold, incense, and hand grenades. Fucking. I know fucking incense and myrrh are not really up to much. You can fucking buy tons of that, but gold's awesome. But fucking no, you know, we're blown up.
Yeah, well, it's like if you said to most people, "What's myrrh?" I mean, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I know what gold is, but myrrh, they go.
I know what frankincense is. It's them sticks that people fucking do stuff in it, isn't it? Oh, they're joss sticks, aren't they? But I suppose you'd get away with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you get it. That thing that the Catholic priest or whoever it is or rattles in and its smoke comes out, it might be one of them.
Yeah. And yeah, somebody put some weed in it. And that's it. All congregations coming next week. You're full, aren't you? That's how they get your church full. That's one of the things. If you're a Catholic church and you know your congregation is dropping off a bit, just do that. Put a bit of weed in. Do that fucking smoky thing like that. Get them all to come up and have a good whiff. Next week, you're full, man.
I tell you what, anybody,
this is fucking offering you fucking more altar boys.
Yeah,
you know.
My grandma was like Catholic. And my mum, she kind of got brought up into that, but she's ended up where I think she goes to church or whatever, but I don't know which one it is, some spiritual thing or whatever, no idea. And if anybody still thinks that the Catholic Church is a power for good, I'd give you two films to watch: Philomena and Spotlight. Philomena's the one with is it Judi Dench? No, it's not Judi Dench. And basically, Philomena was it's a true story. And basically, the nuns were selling babies to Americans.
Yeah.
And not only did they do that, they burnt all the information so that nobody could find out who their real mother or real father was. And when this Philomena went to ask the nuns where her son was, he was actually buried in the grounds because he died of AIDS. And they knew that, and they didn't even tell her. And she went to America, came back and everything, found out all this, and then went back to speak to the nuns, and it was just like, just complete contempt. And then the other one, Spotlight, is the one that I was talking about the other night, which is where the investigative journalist turns up all the information about priests who were basically molesting kids, altar boys.
Yeah.
So if you still think the Catholic Church is a good thing, well, just watch them two films.
Well, yeah. It's another institution, isn't it? It's all about the institution, the hierarchy. The higher up you get, the more prone you are to this sort of behaviour. So you're not likely to want to put a stop to it anytime soon. You know, when you stood. Can you imagine the fucking cunts? They stood at fucking doing a sermon, and you can't, because they wear them baggy dresses and that. Might be a kid underneath having a not, when he's going like, "Oh, together here today, oh, we'll sing from." I don't know. It's just fucking horrible. They're just. It's an institution. This is the thing that I was talking about with autonomous media. Once the institution gets too big, then there's one part that can bring it down. So everybody else is trying to protect it, and that's what you get on in Catholic Church, in politics, there's people in politics that know that weren't involved, but know what fucking hell were going off. And they should be speaking up. They should be saying something, but they're not, because they're first and foremost the politicians. They're not human beings.
No,
so
career politicians. Yeah,
I watched a video last night actually about. I watched a video last night, and I wanted to try and I'm going to try and fucking keep saying this. I wish I took a pen and paper with me, because I keep like not writing down names, so I'm going to have to search it out. But I watched a video last night, which were about an hour long, half an hour long, and it was some guy that had reported abuse to the NSPCC, and reported abuse that had been taking place when he'd been on one of those fucking what's them. It was I think it was at a boarding school.
Oh yeah,
he went out on one of them. Prince of Wales or Prince Philip is the fucking patron. What is it called? Outward outreach or outward bound thing course.
Right, yeah.
And outward bound course, I think it was called, but it was like a. And all the teachers were just fucking raping all kids when they were away. They were just. He got fucking raped. He knew of a girl. He actually named a girl who had been killed while he was there, and the NSPCC put him onto a copper, and they kept the first things that they were asking him were, "Who are you? What's your address? What's your telephone number? What's your family's addresses? What's your mum's address? What's your dad's? Your sister's?" What's all these? It didn't want to know all that about anything that had been going on.
Not who's been shagging you.
He went through this entire email. String thread, as it is, with police officers get from pillar to post, and it just shows you how the institution protects itself, no matter what it is. The fucking Catholics might hate the fucking politicians, and the politicians might hate the Catholics, but they're all in fucking same gig. They're all into kids, so they're gonna play ball with each other, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're not going to get anybody investigating anybody, because they've got shit on them and they've got shit on them. It's like there's just no end to it. These institutions have to be brought down. They have to be smashed.
The NSPCC was apparently having its phone answered by Childline.
Yeah.
At one point, which of course was set up and run by Esther Ranson, who was a really good friend of Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, I bet she got a few good gigs off that. He's a fucking
And yet, the parade Ranson with her teeth on the telly, and I just think she was supposed to be an investigative journalist because she did that.
That's Life. Which
for 10 years more, was a regular sort of weekend television thing. And I can remember sitting down with my family and watching that a lot for years.
That's Life. It used to be on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
It were really fast and witty, and they'd have lines from different people, and they'd be doing it like that. I remember it well. I've distorted in my head. Who do you think made the most money? Do you think Esther Rancid made more money off sausages, than Peter Kay did off garlic bread. What do you reckon?
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah, Tony in there in his opinion, Childline was a filter to catch kid whistleblowers who were trying to tell their stories.
Exactly right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, Midnight Gardener says, I bet Esther know loads and said no, the cow, yeah, fucking Esther Rancid. And finally Esther, yes. I do believe somebody put earlier on that they thought that Broadmoor were a prison. It's not, is it? It's a secure. I think it's like Rampton, isn't it? Is it Rampton?
Yeah, it's a secure hospital, but for the criminally insane.
Rampton's a secure unit.
Yeah.
And
Beverly Allen's in Rampton, isn't she? Oh, she was.
Yeah, and so that's where that photograph was taken of Frank Bruno and Peter Sutcliffe.
Yeah.
And there's a link between Peter Sutcliffe and Jimmy Savile. So that's another show, another thing to go into. I think.
Go on, quick. Other than they live not far from each other.
Well, one of the murders was just behind a block of flats in which Savile had a flat. So, and there were always rumours that Savile and Sutcliffe were doing things together. I don't know what to make of it, but yeah, that's the rumour. So Savile and fucking Sutcliffe, what the fuck? What a pair! Savile and Sutcliffe. Jesus Christ! Can you imagine that? We should start a band and call it that. Which one are you going to be, Savile or Sutcliffe?
Peter Kay.
I'll be Esther Rancid.
Yeah, you can be Esther Rancid.
We can say sausages.
Yeah.
And stupid things about fucking cars parked next to each other. One with moo and the other one with cow. Remember that? They'd have it went really stupid. But it was underneath 3 channels. You've watched Bullseye already, right? If you've got
that was the other thing that they had Esther Ranson arrested, didn't they? Just so that she'd appear to be one of the people. And I'm thinking, this woman works for the BBC. What was it she was arrested for? And it was live while they were recording, and they actually did arrest her, supposedly. You know, obviously, I can't think what it was. Some story or whatever they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, she used to go out on the streets, didn't she, and talk to old women who were nearly dead. You know, so she knew she wouldn't have to pay them.
Who got rollers in? Still got rollers in their hair.
Yeah, but she knew she wouldn't have to pay them rollers, especially when you get like an old. I don't know what it is, but they like get someone who's old, and they fucking get them. You know, get them to say something that's not old. You wouldn't associate with an old person. That's all it is.
Yeah.
What they do, and everyone applauds because someone's just happened to get to not do anything exciting enough to kill them in all those years. I don't want to be like that. Matt Caddy, yeah, he's good old Matt. Listens in with his missus, I do believe. Hope you've had a good Christmas, Matt. It's not been bad because I've not been out of house, but it's all right being housebound at Christmas because you've got no responsibilities and you have to have everything delivered. So my dad's Christmas present's not arrived yet, but I've not been to see him. Yet, so I'll be fine. I'm sure. Yeah. So it's.
Does he know what he's not getting for Christmas?
Do what?
Does he know what he's not getting for Christmas?
No, I don't know. I'm not telling anybody. I've ordered it. I've ordered it online. It cost me very much, but it's something that'll mean something to him. So
that's all that matters, isn't it?
So yeah, of course it is. I mean, I can't afford to be splashing out on.
Well, young man, I've got to go to bed. I'm knackered.
All right, mate. Well, we'll call it a day. Good. No, well, we're going to say goodnight, aren't we, mate? We're going to be back a lot more than we have been. I'm in a lot less pain now. It's a lot more managed, and providing Ade is about, we'll try to get at least one show in a week.
And I think we need to get guests on as well.
Yeah, guests. I've got some guests in mind, man. Okay. And start talking your Zen, man.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll have some guests on. So it's a happy New Year to you all. Whatever you're doing tomorrow, I hope you enjoy it, and we will see you when we see you next week.
Next year-ish.
Next year, 2020, the year of vision.
Hang on a minute. Surely somebody who owns an optician has got to have picked up on that for advertising. They've got to have done.
Well, I have.
Well, it's the obvious one, isn't it?
Else.
Yeah. Rate them.
Right. Take it easy, everybody.
See you later.
We love you. We'll see you next year. Bye.
Ta-ra.